Hi, this is Cherie, and I'd like to talk about making a swatch for these twisted stitch mitts. A swatch is always a good idea. There's no question about that. But the mitts are so small, it's a little bit difficult. For one thing, a swatch would ordinarily be made about 4 inches by 4 inches, and these mitts, without ribbing, are only 5 inches. So making a good size swatch is basically knitting the mitts. However, if you're concerned about your hand size and want to make sure that it's going to fit, what I would recommend is knitting a swatch that would be basically this part of the mitt. So you would have some twisted stitches and you'd have some stockinette. So what would be a good idea would be to cast on 68 stitches. That would be 38 stitches for this part and 30 stitches for here. And then you can try it on and see how it fits across this part of your hand. And that's the part that's going to be most telling. If you try knitting it with the thumb gusset in place, it's going to be not give you a good sense of how it would fit in this part of your hand. So in doing that, if you cast on 38 stitches, then I would suggest knitting chart B, chart C, and chart D. And even though this part has the plum in it, I think I would have you start at the first row on chart, not F, that's the thumb. The first row on chart B and C and D. And then just put a marker on and just knit 30 stitches stockinette, and then go on to row 2. If you knit about 2 inches, that would give you a decent gauge. And this way you'd have at least 2 inches, which would give you a decent gauge. I think that's about all you can do. Other than that, I'd say that the twisted stitches and the gauge that's on the pattern, which is 60 stitches per inch in pattern and 48 rows. On size 2 needles, that fits very nicely on a 7.5 inch hand. If your hand is smaller, you might want to try a size 1.5. It seems that the swatches that I have fit very nicely on a person that had a 7-inch hand if it was knit on 1.5. So those are my suggestions for doing a swatch. It's kind of hard on a project this small.